We'll get started in just a moment. We're going to give everyone a chance to come in from the waiting room. All right. Hi, everyone. We hope you're having a great day today. Welcome to today's webinar, First Time Business Partners. Just a quick reminder that we are recording this webinar and we'll post it to the informational webinar page within about 24 hours, along with a copy of the slide deck. Also, remember to use the chat or Q&A box for your questions. All right, welcome and thank you all for joining us. During today's webinar, we're going to be reviewing some important dates, some tips on how you can best plan for ILTACON 2025, and some ways to stay connected within our community. We'll then hear from our events team on specific information about the event space at Gaylord National, all housing information, and some things to keep an eye out for while booking your housing. We'll also answer any questions you might have or come up with at the very end of this webinar. Now, I'd like to introduce you to our business partner team who's on this call with us today. We have Tyler Howes, Ashley Kowitz, Sharon Stewart, and myself, Courtney Oliver. And then we have our events team who's made up of Dawn Hudgens, Jessica Likens, Tracy McCrae, and Melissa Camiso. Now I'm going to turn it over to Sharon to go over all the upcoming important dates with you.
Thanks, Courtney. Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining today. There are some important dates leading up to ILTACON in August, and we want to make sure these dates are marked on your calendar. Currently, and running through April 25th, the BP team has scheduled and is conducting booth selection calls for ILTACON. As a reminder for your call, please be prepared with alternative selections for booth space, as well as demo rooms, suites, and other sponsorship opportunities offered in the prospectus. Housing and registration for ILTACON will open next week on Wednesday, April 16th, and Jessica will provide more detailed information on this later in the webinar. Please be sure to confirm by June 2nd if you will be using your tier allotment of rooms at the Gaylord. And another key date is July 11th, as the ILTACON housing block will be closing that day. And on July 23rd, we will have our final webinar outlining what to expect at ILTACON. We encourage all business partners to have registration completed prior to arriving on site at ILTACON, but if that is not possible, on-site registration will open on August 10th. Lines on site do tend to be long. If possible, please have your team finalize registration prior to arriving. In addition to today's webinar, we have 3 more informative webinars coming up in the next few months, starting with next week's webinar, as I had mentioned before, on April 16th, where we will discuss in specific detail housing badges and the exhibitor portal. New this year, we are also hosting a webinar geared specifically towards our Startup Hub program, which anyone is welcome to join. We will have a guest speaker who will discuss lead gen, marketing, booth etiquette, along with sharing tips and tricks for making ILTACON successful for you and your team. Each webinar planned walks you through everything you need to know leading up to ILTACON 2025 at Gaylord National, including in-depth information on important topics such as housing, which we will also be discussing on this webinar, badge assignment, GES services, booth orders, and much more, along with answering any questions. All webinars will be recorded, and the recording and slide deck will be posted on the ILTACON website and can be found at the link provided on this slide. With that, I'll now turn it over to Ashley to discuss the checklist for success and some key information.
Thank you, Sharon. Hello, everyone. As you prepare for ILTACON, the business partner team will be there to support. In addition to sending along communications, we have a checklist that will help. Please note that we have spread tasks over the next 4 months as to not to overwhelm and to allow ILTA to best be able to support. While you may be anxiously thinking about tackling a certain deliverable, it may not be due or ready for release until a later date. This checklist we provide for you will cover leading up to ILTACON on-site and after. For the purpose of today's call, we will review April and May. As previously noted, the BP team is currently hosting the booth selection calls. If you have not had your call yet, please continue to review the exhibit hall floor plan as we are actively updating. When looking at the floor plan, see where your partners may be located and also where your competitors are. Have a few different options in mind should you need to pivot. The BP team is also here to offer any insight regarding booth locations. If you are interested in any of the additional sponsorship, those will be discussed on the call as well. Just note that sponsorship opportunities are subject to availability. I would like to note that while we have the business partner portal listed on this checklist, we are currently in the process of revamping this website. This portal will be all-encompassing, covering not only ILTACON, but other opportunities and resources available to business partners throughout the course of the year. The portal is scheduled to be released next week. A reminder that if you are looking to host any events on-site at the hotel, you will need to submit a space request form. If you do not have this form, please reach out to your rep. Please submit the form by April 18th as we are following the booth lottery order for approval. Our events team will review the submissions and once approved, will connect you with the hotel catering manager. Please be advised that due to events occurring in the hotel, they will not reach out until mid-May. For any submission submitted after April 18th, it will just fall to the order in which requests are received. Next week, we will have housing open. I'm going to defer to Jessica for a more in-depth overview on that process, and she will discuss that shortly. Please keep in mind that due to limited rooms within the Gaylord, you'll only have the number of rooms that you have allotted within your tier. Ultimax 16, Titanium 12, Platinum 8, Gold 6, Silver 4, and Step Up 2. Next slide. A quick overview of May. We have various options for you to enhance your company's presence within the ILTA community by utilizing the brand hub and sharing any news on the press wall. On May 7th, we will be hosting another webinar, Prepping for the Exhibition. This will cover details on ordering services for your booth and/or demo rooms. Following the webinar, we will release the GES service kit. The service kit will be available within the aforementioned business partner portal. If you currently have any questions about ordering your booth, this will be available on May 8th. Next slide. As always, we encourage you to review our business partner calendar so you're up to date on any upcoming events or deadlines. Next slide. Also, to make sure we have the most up-to-date information, we encourage you to complete the intake form with your company's details. Also, we realize people within your organization change. Please complete the contact form so that we can ensure we are communicating with the correct people. If nothing has changed, please do not feel the need to submit these forms again. And with that, I will turn this over to Jessica.
Thanks, Ashley. Welcome, everybody. We are so excited for ILTACON 2025 at the Gaylord National Harbor, and can't wait to share some fun details about our event. So our host hotel is the Gaylord National Resort and Convention Center. The closest airport in order to get there is going to be the Ronald Reagan DCA airport. So just want to call that out for you as you're making your travel plans. And make sure to check out our discount options. ILTA is partnering with a few airlines in order to provide our attendees and business partners discounts as they're making their trip to come see us. For the Gaylord, I'm providing you here a general layout of the space. So we can see here in green shades, our education rooms. Orange are going to be your demo rooms. And then the pink is where our keynote main stage will be. That will flip and be additional education after our keynotes. And then in red, we've got some ILTA use rooms, our press room, affiliate education, etc. On the next floor, we have the Cherry Blossom Ballroom. That's where most of our company updates and master classes are going to be taking place. Some more demo rooms throughout that floor. Our G100, G200, and Corporate Legal Day is actually down in Eastern Shore. So in this area where you see atrium, this is actually down a level from the Cherry Blossom Ballroom right over here. So Eastern Shores where those events will take place, G100, G200, and Corporate Legal Day. Again, we've got some ILTA support rooms, but hopefully this will help you get a flow lay of the land. National Harbor level sits above the ballroom level where the general sessions will be. We have lots of demo rooms up there, and we've also incorporated some education rooms up there in order to draw attendees to that area. And of course, we are providing a mother's room and then a silence prayer room as well for attendees who need to utilize that. So our theme this year is pirates. So we are ILTA. We're embracing that in our event planning. Once you get to the Gaylord Hotel, I think you'll see why. There's a giant ship right at the front desk. The harbor is absolutely magnificent. So we are really embracing this theme this year, pun intended. And you'll see it scattered throughout. So make sure that you're keeping in consideration our pirate theme and, outfit yourselves and your booth accordingly. Some fun events that ILTA hosts for you to keep in mind is our Sunday opening reception, which is going to be our captain's welcome. This is going to be spread throughout the entire atrium area and really even spilling outside, overlooking the harbor. Great opportunity just to connect with ILTA members and other business partners. So please make sure to join. And then pertinent to you, our Monday exhibit hall opening, our Pirates Bounty, where attendees will be charting their course through all of the innovations, hidden gems, and be able to parlay with each of you. Thursday evening, we have our sailors send off. That is our closing reception. We'll have a live band. It's so much fun. Oftentimes, our business partners don't stick around for that, but I encourage you to. It's such a great networking opportunity. Great to solidify those relationships that you've built over the week. And it's just really fun. Quickly, our Monday keynote is Ryan Campbell. He is one of the world's leading mental health and resilience keynote speakers. He has an amazing story of actually being diagnosed paraplegic, and he has been able to come back from that. And he's just incredible, engaging, and we can't wait to hear from him on Monday. Wednesday, we're going to hear from Reena Sengupta. She has been responsible for creating market-leading rankings, awards, and assessment programs for lawyers. She is phenomenal. So we will hear from her on Wednesday. Thursday, we'll have a G100, G200 wrap-up session. I always encourage our business partners to check out the education that we're providing. It's really going to help you connect with your attendees that you're meeting in the exhibit hall, and it's just fantastic content. Next, want to talk a little bit about housing. So we have touched that we're at the Gaylord National. However, we only have about 1,800 rooms there, and we've got a lot more than 1,800 people coming to ILTA. So we are taking over the harbor. As I mentioned, it's absolutely beautiful, the cutest little area, lots of restaurants, lots of entertainment options. We will have a show your badge program, so there'll be discounts for some of the local businesses. It's just such a really neat area for this conference, small, compact footprint. Here you can see kind of a lay of the land. We do have hotels a little further out, the Harborside and MGM. Those are not walkable to the Gaylord. However, we are providing transportation to and from all hotels back to the Gaylord. So that will be running continuously to make sure everybody is able to get back and forth. So in addition to the National Harbor, the Gaylord National Harbor, we do have the AC Hotel, Hampton Inn, Harborside Hotel, Hyatt Place, the MGM, Residence Inn, and the Westin. So a really robust hotel package, different rates, different locations, different interests. So yes, you do have an allocation of rooms at the Gaylord. Once you go over those, you will have to move outside of the Gaylord. That way we're ensuring equitable distribution of those rooms at the host hotel between our partners and our members. Keep in mind, I want to touch also on, we will be doing housing through a housing portal. More information will be shared on housing during our April 16th webinar. Please do not miss it. It's very important. But all housing is managed through ILTA's housing team in a single portal. There you'll be able to book rooms at any hotel, including your allocated block. Through that portal, you can also request additional rooms. If you're organizing on behalf of a group, we can set you up with dashboard access to monitor their reservation activity, etc. So be on the lookout for that and join us April 16th so you know exactly what steps need to be made for your housing arrangements. With that said, every year we get poachers. We get housing poachers. So if you get an email that says, hey, we're the housing provider for ILTACON, they are not. It is within ILTA's staff that manages it. Please do not fall for these tactics. I have seen people lose a lot of money booking rooms through a housing poacher and the reservation is not honored. So just want to kind of alert you to that. In addition to housing poaching, you may get some notifications that the attendee list is being sold. That is absolutely not true. We do not do that. We will be distributing lists as scheduled to our business partners, and that is it. So there's no way to get or purchase an additional list. If you do encounter any of these poachers, please just send it over to us, either your rep or support@iltanet.org, so that we can follow up accordingly. And that's all we have from the event side. Want to open it up and see if there's any questions. Please drop those in the chat or the Q&A. I am not seeing any. Going once, going twice. All right. Well, with that, we will wrap up our webinar. Once again, this has been recorded. We will post the slides and the recording within about 24 hours on the ILTACON website. Thank you so much for your time. We are so excited to be partnering with you for a fantastic event, and we look forward to seeing you in August. Thanks, everyone.